Good evening everyone. Welcome to Arpita Sharma classes. I am Arpita Sharma. Today we are going to analyze the Hindu newspaper for 18th May 2020. आज हम 18th May 2020 का The Hindu newspaper analyze करने जा रहे हैं. And in today's class we are also going to solve some prelims based MCQs. आज की क्लास में prelims based MCQs भी solve करेंगे. Now without any delay, let's start the class. क्लास शुरू करते हैं. Before that, here's a small announcement for all of you. The class PDF is uploaded on our Telegram channel, Simplifying UPSC with Ease. Link is given below in the description box. Name of the Telegram channel is Simplifying UPSC with Ease. Telegram ऐप आप इंस्टॉल करेंगे, उसमें सर्च बार में अगर आप Simplifying UPSC with Ease लिखेंगे तो आपको हमारा चैनल मिल जाएगा जहां पर क्लास के PDF, पोल्स, MCQs सभी चीजें नोटिफिकेशन स्पेशल क्लासेस की, फ्री क्लासेस की मिल जाती हैं. And also here's a small announcement. I am taking plus courses on Unacademy Plus, Art and Culture Crash Course and revising last 1 year's current affairs through MCQs. If you wish to subscribe to Unacademy Plus, you can get straight away 10% discount by using my referral code Sharma20. अगर आप चाहते हैं Unacademy Plus पे सभी ex-IAS, IPS ऑफिसर से पढ़ना और एक परफेक्ट गाइडेंस लेना तो आप Sharma20 कोड यूज करें. 1 मंथ, 3 मंथ, 6 मंथ, 12 मंथ, 24 मंथ जिस भी टाइम का आपको सब्सक्रिप्शन लेना है वो इजीली आपको 10% डिस्काउंट पे इस कोड को यूज करके मिल जाएगा. All right. You can see the feedback of my classes on Unacademy Plus as well. 100% positive feedback रहता है classes पर. And also tomorrow I am going to take a very special free live class. This will be a free live class covering economics through MCQs for UPSC CSE. Last few months के economics questions हम cover करेंगे MCQs के फॉर्मेट में UPSC CSE के लिए. If you are preparing for 2020 or 2021 or 2022, then do join this class. Link is given below in the description box. नीचे description box में link भी दिया हुआ है. This will be a free special class on Unacademy Plus. ये एक free special class रहेगी Unacademy Plus पर. Okay? And it will be a live class. Now let's start with solving questions, prelims based questions. Consider the following statements regarding Petersburg Climate Dialogue. It has been hosted by Germany. It provides a forum for informal high-level political discussion focusing both on international climate negotiations and advancement of climate action. Recently, India participated in the virtual Petersburg Climate Dialogue and deliberated over ways and means to tackle the challenge of reinvigorating economies and societies after COVID-19. Which statement is or are correct? कौन सा statement correct है जरा बताएं. You have 10 seconds time to read the statements and answer the question. 10 सेकंड का टाइम है आप लोगों के पास. Correct answer to this question is it is D. That is all of the above statements are correct. सभी statements correct हैं. This was the 11th and the first ever virtual Petersburg Climate Dialogue which was held on April 28, 2020. Virtual Climate Dialogue तो ये पहला था, वैसे 11th edition था. India along with 30 countries participated. Now this is hosted by Germany. Germany इसको host करता है. Since 2010 it has been hosted. And this is a climate dialogue which is an initiative of German Chancellor Angela Merkel. It is hosted by German Federal Ministry for Environment, Nature Conservation, Building and Nuclear Safety. To provide this particular platform has been established to provide forum for informal high-level political discussions focusing on international climate negotiations and advancement of climate action. It is co-chaired by Germany and UK. Always remember this, okay? Question number 2. Consider the following statements. There has been a decline in number of persons filing income tax returns from financial year 13-14 to financial year 17-18. The direct tax GDP ratio fell in financial year 17-18, lowest it has been in the last 10 years. Which statement is incorrect? गलत statement कौन सी है? Incorrect statement कौन सी है? Which statement is incorrect? Correct answer to this question is C. That is both the above statements are incorrect. There has been no decline. Instead, there has been a growth of 80%. So first statement is wrong. Second statement, direct tax GDP ratio fell. That is also incorrect because it has increased by 5.98. It has increased to 5.98%. दोनों statements गलत हैं. Question number 3. Consider the following statements regarding Indian Ocean Conference. IOC has been initiated by Indian Ocean Rim Association. It's an annual conference that aims to bring together heads of states or governments, ministers, thought leaders, scholars, diplomats, bureaucrats, practitioners from across the region on a single platform. Fishing in the Indian Ocean now accounts for almost 50% of the world's total. Which statement is correct? Tell me in the comment section. कौन सा statement correct है बताएं. Correct answer to this question is B. That is statement 2 is correct. Statement 2 correct है. Statement 1 and 3 are wrong. Indian Ocean Conference has been initiated by Indian Ocean Rim Association. That is wrong. It has been initiated by the India Foundation. India Foundation ने इसको initiate किया है along with Sri Lanka, Singapore and Bangladesh. Second statement is correct. Third is wrong because it is not 50%. It is 15%. All right. Question number 4. Consider the following statements regarding Sabka Vishwas Legacy Dispute Resolution Scheme which was announced in budget. ये budget में announce हुई थी इस साल. Sabka Vishwas scheme was unveiled in budget 2019-20. Objective of settling pending dispute of service tax and central excise. It provides a one-time window to eligible persons to declare their tax dues and pay same and be free of any other consequence under law. Which statement is correct? कौन सा statement correct है बताएं जरा. Correct answer to this question is, इस question का correct answer है C. That is both statement 1 and 2 are correct. दोनों ही statements correct हैं. This was announced in budget 2019-20 to settle the dispute of service tax and central tax. Sabka Vishwas scheme, it became operational on September 1, 2019, provides a one-time window to eligible persons to declare their tax dues and pay the same in accordance with the provisions. Okay. The last question, which of the following are member states of SCO? Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Russia. Correct answer to this question is, it is A. Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan and Russia. Turkmenistan is not the member. Okay. So let's start decoding the newspaper. So on the first page you will find this picture, big picture. This is a breakup of rupees 20 lakh crore financial package which has been announced by our government under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, including liquidity, credit easing and direct spending. So this particular screenshot is very important. इसका screenshot ले लो या फिर PDF upload हो जाएगा, वहाँ से इसको save कर लेना. Right, just save this picture from the PDF which will be uploaded on our Telegram channel, because the breakup of this package is very important. Which sector, which area of economy has received how much funding, that is important for your prelims. आपको पता है fact based questions, figures based questions आते हैं, right, in prelims. So you need to know, right. Now the very important fact for prelims today about घड़ियाल. 40 घड़ियाल्स were released in Ghagra river amid the lockdown. Lockdown में 40 घड़ियाल्स जो थे वो रिलीज किए गए हैं घाघरा रिवर में. You have to remember the IUCN red list status of घड़ियाल. They are critically endangered. IUCN के red list में इसको critically endangered माना गया है. And the male घड़ियाल has a distinctive boss at the end of the snout. I'll just show you a picture as well. As you can see on the screen, this is the male घड़ियाल. This statement says male gharial has a distinctive boss at the end of the snout. Right, this is the snout, and over here you can see, right? ठीक है? Which resembles an earthenware pot. जैसे ऐसे होती है ना, इस तरीके की होती है earthenware pot, right? ये vessel होता है आपका, सुराही बोलते हैं इसको, वैसा ही इसका snout होता है, ठीक है? Habitat, foremost flowing rivers with high sand banks that they use for basking and building nest. Gharial once inhabited all the major river systems, especially the Irrawaddy river system, Indus river system, etc. But now their distribution is limited to only 2% of their former range. जहाँ पहले ये पाए जाते थे, अब सिर्फ 2% ही ऐसी rivers हैं जहाँ ये पाए जाते हैं. In India, you have to remember in which rivers they are found: Girva River, Chambal River, Ken River, Son River, Mahanadi, and Ramganga. In Nepal, they are found in Rapti Narayani River. Okay, and they are conserved. They are protected under Schedule 1 species under Indian Wildlife Act 1972. In 1975, also Project Crocodile began to save and conserve these crocodiles, these gharials. And the protected areas are National Chambal Sanctuary and Katernai Ghat Wildlife Sanctuary. Now the next important news, lockdown extended, states will take a call in infection zones. So this is just for your journal awareness. सेंटर ने स्टेप लिया है लॉकडाउन 4.4 को इंक्रीज करने का. द लॉकडाउन 4.0 right has been implemented now till May 31st. It will be implemented May 31st तक ये implement होगा, and on 20th May UPSC is going to make an announcement regarding the new dates of prelims 2020. Now here the center extended the nationwide lockdown first imposed on March 24 for the fourth time till May 31st, and they have also given considerable flexibility to states in deciding red, green and orange zones of COVID-19 intensity. तो states को भी participation करने का मौका दिया है कि आप decide कर सकते हो कौन से zones red zone में आएंगे, कौन से areas green zone या orange zone में आएंगे. Now, the Ministry of Home Affairs has issued fresh guidelines for Lockdown 4.0, eased restrictions considerably by allowing interstate movement of buses, cars, ongoing of all shops, except those in malls and containment zones. So, what will be allowed? Buses will be allowed, auto rickshaws, they can drive on the road, cabs are allowed, all shops, these are in the green zone, okay, not the red zone, सारे areas में नहीं. Now, weddings with not more than 50 guests is allowed, it is permitted. Funerals with not more than 20 people is permitted. Barber shops and salons are opened up, right? Interstate movement of vehicles, it should be decided by the states mutually. So, these are the relaxations which are given. This is just for your general awareness. 30% restriction की workforce जो थी उसको हटा दिया गया है, but कहा है कि social distancing का पालन आपको करना पड़ेगा. Next important news, center throws open all sectors to private players. Now here the center has agreed to demands from states to increase the borrowing limits from 3% to 5% of the GDP in light of COVID-19 crisis. This is fact number 1 which is important for prelims. Right? Center ने क्या किया है? States ने demand किया था कि हमारी borrowing limit को बढ़ाओ 3% से 5% करो, from 3 to 5%, and it has been agreed. The fifth and final tranche of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan stimulus package announced by Finance Ministry included an additional 40,000 crore allocation for Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Fact number 2 for prelims. जो आपका आत्मनिर्भर भारत स्कीम में जो एलोकेशन दी गई है उसमें एक्स्ट्रा 40,000 करोड़ जो आपका महात्मा गांधी नेशनल रूरल एम्प्लॉयमेंट गारंटी एक्ट के लिए रखा गया है. ठीक है, क्लियर. टोटल पैकेज अमाउंट्स टू ऑलमोस्ट 21 लाख करोड़ बाय सेंटर्स अकाउंटिंग बट इज हेवी ऑन क्रेडिट रिलेटेड मेजर्स इंक्लूडिंग 8 lakh crore worth of liquidity enhancing measures by RBI. Clear everyone? Now public spending will be increased. Final जो फिफ्थ ट्रांच निकला है इकोनॉमिक पैकेज का, उसके दिस बॉक्स इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. जस्ट कट आउट दिस बॉक्स फ्रॉम द न्यूज़पेपर एंड स्टिक इट इन योर रजिस्टर. राइट, हेल्थ पे पब्लिक स्पेंडिंग जो है उसको इंक्रीज किया गया है. इन्फेक्शियस डिजीज हॉस्पिटल एंड पब्लिक हेल्थ लैब्स विल बी सेट अप इन ऑल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स. पब्लिक सेक्टर फर्म्स इन नॉन स्ट्रेटेजिक सेक्टर्स विल बी प्राइवेटाइज्ड. Not more than 4 public sector undertakings would remain in strategic sectors. Right, and borrowing ceiling has been increased. Earlier it was 3%, now it is 5%. That I have told you, right? States की borrowing capacity increase कर दी गई है. Now the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme allocation has been increased by 40,000 crore. Right? Clear? इतना सबको clear हो गया? This box is important. This tells you about the fifth tranche of economic package. Next important news is Punjab farmers to go for direct seeding of rice. Now here for GS paper 1 and for prelims, they can ask you a question, what is direct seeding of rice? ये direct seeding क्या होता है? First of all, let's have a look at the news. As the labor shortage is imminent owing to exodus of migrant laborers amid the ongoing lockdown, farmers in Punjab seem all set to go for direct seeding of rice this Kharif season. They are moving away from traditional practice of sowing nursery and then transplanting it. Due to labor shortage, because in the major labor shortage can be seen in Punjab and Haryana, farmers are now encouraged to adopt direct seeding of rice in place of conventional transplanting. पहले राइस के केस में कन्वेंशनल ट्रांसप्लांटिंग की जाती थी, अब लेबर शॉर्टेज के कारण ये लोग डायरेक्ट सीडिंग प्रोसीजर यूज कर रहे हैं. Now what is transplanting paddy? Let us first understand that, and then we will understand what is direct seeding. Earlier they used to do conventional transplanting. Let us see what is it. In transplanting paddy, farmers prepare nurseries where the paddy seeds are first sown and raised into young plants. एक नर्सरी प्रिपेयर की जाती है जहां पर पैडी सीड्स को पहले बोआ जाता है और उनको एक अच्छे खासे यंग प्लांट्स जब तक वो ना बन जाए तब तक उनको नर्सरी में रखा जाता है. नर्सरी सीड बेड इज 5 to 10% ऑफ द एरिया विच इज टू बी ट्रांसप्लांटेड. Then these seedlings, which when they grow into young plants, they are then uprooted and replanted 25-35 days later in the puddled field. पहले जो नर्सरी में जब ये young plants बन जाते हैं ना, वहां से इन्हें उखाड़ के replant किया जाता है puddled field में, जो actual field होती है वहां. After 25-35 days later. Now what is direct seeding of rice? In DSR, pre-germinated seeds are directly drilled into the field by tractor-powered machine. जितने भी pre-germinated seeds होते हैं उनको directly field में germinate किया जाता है, drill किया जाता है. There is no nursery which is involved, but the seeds are pre-germinated. Okay, there is no nursery preparation or transplantation involved in this method. Farmers have to only level their land and give one pre-sowing irrigation. That is enough. So this is direct seeding of rice. Now in the transplantation method, in transplanting for the first 3 weeks or so, plants have to be irrigated almost daily to maintain a water depth of 4 to 5 centimeter. And water prevents the growth of weeds, जिसके वजह से unwanted plants which are weeds, they do not grow, right? Because oxygen is not given to them. पानी में submerge करके रखा जाता है, oxygen नहीं दिया जाता. Whereas the soft parenchyma tissues in paddy plants allow air to penetrate through their roots. Water act as a herbicide for paddy. But in direct seeding of rice, flooding of fields is not done during sowing. Chemical herbicides are used to kill the weeds. इसमें पानी में बिल्कुल submerge नहीं किया जाता, chemical herbicides use करके weeds को खत्म किया जाता है. ठीक है. What are the advantages of direct seeding of rice? अब इसके advantages क्या होते हैं? Let us see. Water saving is there because the direct complete submersion is not done. Less numbers of laborers are required. Because of the lockdown, laborers are not available freely in Punjab, Haryana. So that is why this particular method is helping a lot. It reduces labor cost also, reduce methane emissions also because of shorter flooding period and decreased soil disturbance. Now what are the disadvantages? Non-availability of herbicides, because here to uproot the weeds we require chemical herbicides. हमें weeds को हटाने के लिए chemical herbicides चाहिए, right? तो इससे क्या होगा? खर्चा बढ़ेगा, herbicides available नहीं है, दिक्कत होगी. Seed requirement of DSR is also high, 8 to 10 kg per acre. Further, laser land leveling is compulsory in DSR. This is not so in transplanting. Sowing needs to be done timely so that the plants have come out properly before the monsoon rains arrive. These are the drawbacks which have to be kept in mind when we talk about direct seeding of rice. Now this is important for prelims. ये आपका पेज prelims के लिए important है. They can ask you questions on the staple food rice. Rice के ऊपर question पूछ सकते हैं. Rice is a staple food for the overwhelming majority of population in India. You have to remember which crop it is. It is kharif crop, and what kind of temperature it requires? High temperature, high humidity. Annual rainfall above 100 centimeter is required. Now in the areas of less rainfall, it is grown with the help of irrigation in artificial watering. Then in southern states, West Bengal, climatic conditions allow the cultivation of 2 or 3 crops of rice in agricultural year. In West Bengal, farmers grow 3 crops of rice known as Os, Aman and Boro. This is in West Bengal. About 1/4 of total cropped area in India is under rice cultivation. Very important fact for prelims. Prelims के लिए काफी important है. Now who are the leading producer states of rice? West Bengal, UP and Punjab. Remember this. High yielding states are Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Haryana, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, West Bengal and Kerala. Punjab and Haryana are not traditional rice growing areas. Very important fact for prelims. Next important news. Odisha braces for Amphan impact. For prelims, what is important? For prelims, it is important to understand naming procedure of cyclones and the reason of its occurrence. Why the cyclones occur. For mains, what is important? Bay of Bengal is prone to so many disturbance than Arabian Sea. You have to explain it with 5 strong points. Mains के लिए question आ सकता है, Bay of Bengal में Arabian Sea से compare करें तो बहुत disturbances देखी जाती हैं. तो आपको 5 points के through इसको explain करना है. Now here Odisha is bracing, it is preparing itself for heavy rain under the influence of severe cyclonic storm Amphan, which is set to skirt away from the state's northern coast to make landfall between West Bengal and Bangladesh. So Amphan ये severe cyclonic storm है जो कि ओडिशा जिसके लिए अपने आप को प्रोटेक्ट कर रही है. The Indian Meteorological Department declared cyclone alert for Indian coastline across Bay of Bengal. The cyclone will be named as Cyclone Amphan. You can over here see the low pressure area which is being formed. आप यहाँ पर देख सकते हो इमेज में. ये IMD के द्वारा provided image है. IMD has provided this image. This is the low pressure area which is forming. Right, Bay of Bengal में ये form हो रही है. Right. So formation of the cyclone, a low pressure area over southeast Bay of Bengal and South Andaman Sea. It formed on May 13, 2020, as you can see in the picture also. ये May 13 को form हुई थी, this low pressure area. It may result in subsequent formation of cyclone by May 16. It was announced by IMD. And right now, Cyclone Amphan is getting prepared. Right? You can see. So this was all for today. I hope you enjoyed today's class. If you really enjoyed these classes, then do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Share this video as much as you can with the other aspirants to help them in their preparation. And also like the video. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section also. Thank you and have a beautiful day ahead.